Freaking me out. Look at the size of that thing. G'day, you absolute legends. Stu here from UAVfutures, the man with the fanciest shirts in all of FPV. And in today's video, you're going to want to stay tuned because we're going to be going through a massive update and talking about what's coming up in the channel. There is so much stuff, and also how about some crazy snake adventures? We had some snakes invading our house, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that as well if you're into Australian wildlife that's, you know, trying to kill you. And I know what you're thinking, Stuart, where have your videos been in the last month or so? And the answer is simple. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes because there's been so much construction going on. It's been really hard to film, but thankfully I would say that's about 80% done, so it's a little bit easier to get some work done now. You might be able to hear some construction going on that's coming into this mic, hopefully not, but the huge trucks and lorries and deliveries and cement and all that sort of stuff is pretty much taken care of for when we had those terrible floods about 2 years ago now, so we can get back to filming. Now the first part I really want to show you, check this out. So the other day I was driving I was going to go pick up the kids from school, or I was dropping them off to school. It was something in the afternoon, I can't really remember. I heard a thud, I was over on the driveway, I turned around and I kid you not, 2 snakes that were massive had busted the tiles off the roof. I don't know what they were doing, whether they were battling or getting very intimate. They'd busted some tiles off the roof of the garage over there. And they'd rolled down. One of them thudded onto the ground, slithered back into the garage. The other one went up into the roof. And yeah, it was kind of a scary situation. I thought, all right, kids, get in the car, took some photos, all that sort of stuff. Didn't see them again for a little bit. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So I can hear the dog barking probably about a week later. I thought, what is that dog barking about? I walked outside, and I'll put a picture on the screen. And there was this huge snake literally hanging off the light that is near our back veranda. And the way it would have had to have crawled from upstairs where we are to get down. There's no way a snake is going to be pushing its tail up and crawling backwards. So it was climbing down. The dog started barking, and then, well, it got a little bit sketchy. We tried to put it into a garbage bin because
it's very long, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 2.5 meters.
They get to 4 if that makes you feel any better.
4, so is this one just...
Then flick the back end of it in and close the lid because you can come back out of that bin.
Is he going in the bin?
If you tap that tail now, he'll probably go right up top, right where it's tapped around the light.
All back?
There you go. Flick him in, flick him in, flick him in, flick him in.
Flick him in.
Flick him in. Okay.
That's it, close the lid.
because I didn't want to kill it first and foremost. It was an Australian, I think it was a carpet python, which is a little bit more angry than a diamond python. And this one was about 2 meters long. So we put him in the garbage bin, and then luckily my brother-in-law was up, and he kind of likes snakes. He has some of his own. I'm not the biggest fan of them. He was nuts enough to pick this thing up. You can see in the video, he decided to pick it up, and I was freaking out. It was pretty big. G'day! Well, bit of lifestyle here. Look at this bad boy. Got my brother-in-law. This thing was just climbing up the side of my house, so it's freaking me out. Come back, say hello. Gosh! Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. We put it in a pillowcase. We took it down to look, it pretty much is a local flying spot where I go flying, and we let the snake go in there. Plenty of, I don't know, birds and eggs and things to eat and kill that aren't my family or my chickens on my property. So that was all taken care of. Bit of bonus UAVfutures lifestyle, bit of relocation. Yep, that's freaking me out. Look at the size of that thing. Off you go, buddy. Go free. Cool. All right. Thanks, brother. Tell us, what sort of snake is that?
Carpet python.
Okay, and how do they usually go? It's non-venomous. Tell us some Australian facts about that.
That's about as much as I can tell you.
Okay, no worries. How big do you reckon that is? 2 meters?
Yeah.
All right. No worries. He was pretty calm, all things considered. That was all fun, but then that's not where it ends because, well, like I mentioned at the start, there was 2 of them, and then I had some friends over, some FPV mates. They'd come over. We're having a little, not a bonfire, just a little campfire sort of thing, sitting out. We're having a beer or 2, and I was still a bit skittish about snakes because I knew I'd seen 2 of them, and I was talking about it. And lo and behold, at about around the stroke of midnight or 11 o'clock, this snake comes slithering out towards Mikey B's car, and my heart stopped for about 2 seconds, like the snake's here. So then the poor thing, it was so chill and docile, this snake, but you can imagine 3 slightly intoxicated guys trying to scoop this thing back up and put it in a bin. By the end of it, this snake, it was pissed. It was very, very angry. We eventually got it in the wheelie bin again. Well, I should say the recycling bin. So it wasn't full of rubbish or anything like that. It was empty. It was nice and clean. We got it in there. We walked out onto the road. I don't know what the neighbours or anyone driving past would have thought when they see some guys, each with a beer in their hand, carrying a wheelie, you know, I think that's what you call them in America, a wheelie bin, a big stick, and a torch, just walking down the street at around midnight. It was a little bit, it must have seemed a little bit sketchy. Anyway, we walked him across to the mangroves and the nature and the bush out there. Let him go as well. We should see some pictures on the screen, or as I've been talking about that.
Stopping doing what we're doing looks sus than actually doing it.
Okay, are we going to tip it over?
Yep.
Pissed.
Yeah, he's super pissed. Yeah,
dude.
fucking oath. You don't know.
S for safe, right? Go, be free, buddy. Sorry, he's going. Another Adventures of Outback UAV. This is number 2. He's not as big as the other one though. So it has been a little bit crazy. And then the third part, yesterday, my neighbour had a big green tree snake. They called me over and said, Stuart, we've got a green tree snake. Can you come and see if you can catch it or something like that? So I don't know what's going on. I'm not a fan of snakes, but apparently we're having a bit to do with them here in Australia right now around springtime. But let's get on to some FPV news. We're going to be putting some things on the bench, and tell me which one of these you would like to see most, because I guarantee it's just there's going to be more, and some steak knives, and even more and more and more. And I want to know which ones should I work on first. So one of the things I want to get out of the way is, actually no, I'll probably do that one last because I'll have to blur it. I have a product here that is under NDA, so I can't show you that one. We do have this bad boy, which is this is from Jumper. So this is their T20. We're going to be having a look at that radio from Fly Fish RC, and I have an entire goodies box here, basically ready to do a build. I'm not too sure what I want to do in the video, whether it be a build, whether it be a review, whether it be some simple tips on putting things together and having a look at everything they've sent over. So we have an awful lot in this box that's going to be coming out as well, because even though I haven't been able to do work per se in front of the camera, there's been an awful lot behind the scenes that I've been working on to show you guys. So we've got this one I'm probably the least excited about. That's just like a little car driving thing. I've got 2 kits. I've got 2 kits right here. So we've got the Betaflight Cetus X, which is sort of rocking its own proprietary, sort of like its Betaflight sort of thing. Comes with a little kit. Haven't had the best experience with it so far. I think I've got another one turning up because I did have some faults. We have a cool little sub 250, which, if I don't say so myself, I truly used the force when I was reviewing that out in the field, flying down this little canyon over some water. It was pretty cool. It was like, felt like the Death Star there. But wait, there's more. Bad boy. Well, these two are from Flywoo. We have this. What is this one actually called? It's not the Explorer. Is it on here? It just says brushless whoop. Lens 85. Anyway, so we've got one of those bad boys to review. And then we have a Defender as well. If you don't know about the Defender, that has some pretty crazy looking batteries. Which, look, I don't know if I'm a fan of that because they're proprietary again. So we've got one of these little bad boys. But wait, I think I can show you this without giving too much away. This blue box right here, I'll put on the floor because that should be coming out very, very soon, but I don't want to break NDA with that company. And all in all, there's a couple of guides coming as well, some things to show you, some tips and tricks. But I did want to give you guys a little bit of an update to say, hey, look, I am still here. We're still getting invaded by snakes. But there is definitely some work been going on behind the scenes. And now most of the construction is done. I should be able to get back doing some filming. There'll still be a few days when it's a little bit annoying. I can see a giant excavator sort of driving up just at the front driveway of my house, so that's going to be a little bit annoying. But anyway, look, that's it. There's some stuff coming on the channel. I want to give a huge shout out, actually, that this one, you're going to be seeing this quite a lot. My Rising Sun FPV t-shirts has to be the coolest shirts I've ever seen in FPV. This one, they sent me some. This is the Doom Guy shirt. I'm going to put a link for these down below as well. And I went with one of my mates from high school, actually. We caught up and I went and saw like the 1979 Aliens movie, whatever Aliens 2 is, right? One of my all-time favorite movies. They had an Alien vs Predator drone shirt. It was really cool. No one, of course, at the cinema gave us stuff about drones or my t-shirt, but I thought it was pretty awesome. But here you can see Doom Guy and there's some drones invading in the background. So definitely stay tuned. You're going to be seeing a lot more awesome shirts and awesome t-shirts on the channel. So anyway, subscribe for more FPV related content. Something important, two things important. Number one, which one of these would you like to see? So maybe do me a little list or something. If there's some products you are really interested in or some ideas that, you know, how do you want me to, do you want to do like a review of the radio, a side-by-side comparison, tests against the Pocket or something? Are you into these little cars, which is probably the thing I am the least excited about? We could be flying around the Flywhoop Defender. Do you want ready to fly kits? Do you want to see some builds? Please give me some ideas or give me some input on what you want to see on the channel, because it does belong to you guys. I'm just the face of it. I love flying around FPV, but I want to make the content that you enjoy because my mission is to get as many people flying as possible. And my second important thing I want to mention is be kind to each other, but most of all, be kind to yourself. Why? Because you deserve it. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. And thank you for watching. I truly do mean that. If you are still watching this at the end, I just want to say thank you, because you really do. You make a difference to my life, so I hope you're getting something back in this video as well. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. Don't forget to get that snake repellent, that snake oil going if you're here in Australia. And as always, happy flying. Freaking me out. Look at the size of that thing.